This is we're still on I-35 south. We're just passing by. Actually, we're passing by the casino. There's going to be a few casinos here. One of them is called Bally. It's the most popular one.
So they have gambling here?
Yes, they have several. They have Harris. Harris is not too far either, about 20 minutes from here. They have Bally's, and then they have one more, I forget the name, but also in the Kansas City area.
That's interesting. These are just regular apartment houses, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of development. Most of the development is the houses are not built, but mostly new apartment buildings are, and they vary in price from if you go in the town like Midtown Kansas City.
Well, what about living along the highway right here?
Along the highway will be probably the cheapest because there's nothing here.
Yeah, right.
Much like there wasn't there in the hotel area. But we're about to cross a bridge called the Bond Bridge, and that bridge connects. It basically runs.
Oh, that spire there.
Yeah, it connects through the Missouri River, also known as the Big Muddy. And once we're past the Bond Bridge, we're in a different county called Jackson County. So we just went from Clay County, which is in Liberty, to Platte County, crossed the Platte County when we were going south, and we just entered. Once we passed this bridge, we're now in Jackson County, which is the metropolis of Kansas City, and there you see the tall buildings, and we'll see more of them as we approach.
It's an interesting bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, the spirals are several of them are cool.
It's not a suspension bridge.
There's the river.
Interesting architecture.
Yeah.
There's another bridge over there too.
So we're going 35 south to west in order to get to Kansas. From this road, we're going to be entering. We're going to west in a few. Not yet. We're still on I-35. Jackson County is the largest part of Kansas City area. That's where most people live. You'll see a lot of tall buildings and businesses in the heart of Jackson County. And you also have the Power and Light District there. And that's where a lot of young people go to drink and hang out. There's lounges, there's restaurants. And there's also the Westport area, which is also popular because there's an area called Plaza in Westport. Plaza is the most expensive part of the Westport and the most beautiful. There's a lot of people walking there. It actually feels more like
Use
East
the right
Coast.
2 lanes to keep right onto I-35 south toward I-70 west.
So now we are going towards Kansas, so we're making a right here. We're going westward. And it's going to be a couple of miles. It's about 12 miles or so from downtown Kansas City, which is where we are now, to Overland Park, Kansas.
Okay, so we just entered the state of Kansas?
Yes. And we're going to pass by a county called Wyandotte County.
Stay in the left 2 lanes.
And Wyandotte County is the first part of Kansas that you enter when you go from Missouri to the state of Kansas. The biggest city in Wyandotte County is Kansas City, Kansas. So it can be confusing because
there's 2 Kansas cities.
Correct. And they're right across the river from each other. There's Kansas City, Kansas in the state of Kansas, and there's Kansas City, Missouri, which is the largest city in the state of Missouri. We are now going to be passing through Wyandotte on our way to Johnson County, where Overland Park is.
It's kind of more populated here. I see a lot of houses dotting the sides of the road.
There may be more houses here than there are apartment buildings, and one thing for sure is there are cleaner. The roads in Kansas are considered more smoother and overall friendlier to your tires. They're not as rougher, because in some parts of Missouri it's been like years before they really start working on the road. So depending on where you are in Kansas, Overland Park has the best roads. We're not there yet, but also Kansas is known for KU, University of Kansas, which is one of the best schools in the Midwest. They have a huge medical school, they have a huge teaching hospital, and a lot of people in Missouri actually go to Kansas to be treated for different disorders.
I do notice the roads are very clean here.
So now we're in 70 West, heading towards Overland Park.
In 2 miles, take exit 419 onto I-635 and Park Drive.
You have 18-wheelers, you know, it's essentially there's no restrictions for trucks. Like in New York, certain roads do not allow trucks, but here, like I think there's so much movement with cars that there's no cars are restricted from any roads.
So basically, there's no tolls anyway, so
No,
they're not going to charge them per wheel or whatever it is.
One thing about the Midwest is these are toll-free roads everywhere, throughout the entire state.
That's what happens. You get fiscally responsible states, you know, that don't go into debt. The result is you get roads like this. They look like a carpet.
Feels great driving it.
Stay in the second or third lane from right.
You're not concerned about
What damage to your vehicle?
yeah. And you see a lot of hiking trails on that side. There's a lot of parks here as well. Typically in Kansas, the trails are different. There's more of a prairie. So some parts, as you're driving towards Colorado,
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 419 onto I-635 and Park Drive.
as you're driving more towards Denver, Colorado, there's going to be, first of all, Kansas is flat. It's just a lot of farmlands, a lot of flat farmlands.
It should be good for biking.
And yeah, absolutely. If you have a nice electric bike, this is a good place to, as long as you don't go on the...
Take the exit, then keep left.
As long as you don't go
Use
on
the left 2 lanes to keep left to merge onto I-635 South.
Basically, Kansas
Use the left lane to
flows
keep right to
into
merge onto I-635 South.
Colorado, and as I was saying, the closer you're getting from Kansas City, Missouri, into Kansas, and then closer to the state of Colorado, the more you're going to see prairie. It's very different from the
Keep
type
right,
of
then keep left.
hiking.
Use the left
trails
lane to
in
keep
Missouri.
left to merge onto I-635 South.
They have
This is called the Quick Trip.
Quick Trip, yeah. They have, actually, for a gas station, they have really good food. They have different types of sandwiches. They have pizza. They have salads. They have sausages. They have hot dogs. And of course, people get there to get gas as well. But
Turn left onto Lemon Road.
in Midwest, the best, as far as gas is concerned, the best bet is to join, if you go to Hy-Vee, or if you go to Price Choppers, those are supermarkets, you can sign up to be a member, and the more you buy, the more they give you a discount on your gas. So that would be a way to save some money. Shawnee, Kansas. Shawnee is part of Johnson County.
So this is downtown Shawnee. It says
Yeah.
right there.
Correct. We're in downtown Shawnee, which is not too far from where we're going, which is Overland Park. And about 3 hours from Topeka, from Wichita actually, about 3 hours from Wichita, which is the biggest city in Kansas.
Isn't it interesting that Kansas City, Missouri is considered the major city that Overland Park considers to go to? That's the closest big city to it,
Yeah.
even though it's in a different state.
Right.
That's very interesting, isn't it?
Yes, it really is. Right now so this is our trip to
In half a mile, turn left onto West 67th Street.
Overland Park.
I think this is the first hill that I've noticed.
In Kansas.
Yeah. You're exactly right. This is exactly what you told me. You said that Kansas has less hills, and you're right.
Johnson County Mental Health Center. We have the one thing you'll always find in the Midwest, and there'll never be a lack of, is food. There's enough supermarkets here to sustain the entirety of New York City. So good news about
Turn
being in
left
the
onto
Midwest
West 67th Street.
is you'll never be hungry.
So we basically just went through the busiest part of Kansas. That's considered. We went through the busiest part of Shawnee, Kansas, because that was the downtown. And downtown connotates. Downtown means that's the busy part.
In 1.1 miles, turn right to merge onto US 69 South.
So when you are in Shawnee, you want to head towards Kansas City, you're going south.
Well, this is a major hills here.
Yeah. St. Joseph City has many more. And St. Joseph City is actually all about hills. It's very interesting terrain. But Missouri, Kansas City area, metropolitan area still has hills, but less. But Kansas, like I said, if you're driving towards Denver, eventually it gets to become nothing but hills and flatland and farmland.
Yeah, but Denver is full of mountains.
But then once you get into Denver, it starts elevating again. Yeah. We're gonna head south now towards Overland Park, which is towards Kansas City, Missouri, if you're going from Shawnee.
By the way, before we go,
Kansas, we had a Sunday.
now we're Overland Park.
We'll take 225B, and
There's a Walmart right there.
There's a Walmart. There's a lot of dealerships here. The rents are not too bad, but the neighborhood is great. It's just very family oriented. Excellent school districts.
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 225 beyond to US 69 South and Overland Parkway.
A lot of temples, churches. Very safe. This is the place where, if you're in Kansas City, Missouri, and you work for the police department,
Take
you're
the
going to see a
exit.
lot of, violent crimes. Here it's mostly property crimes, people stealing things from within cars.
In
or they're
2.7 miles, keep right onto
those
US
people are
50
coming
East
from
toward
different
103rd Street.
Right. So you have different functions of those departments respectively, because in one area you have usually more with violent crimes, where you are more concerned about catching the offender, whereas here the focus would be more on drugs. It would be more on somebody who might be addicted to drugs, and they're walking around opening car doors just to see whether they can steal something so they can sell it and then buy drugs just to support it. Overland Park, 7 exits.
In 2 miles, keep right onto US 50 East toward 103rd Street.
We're right now on 435 East, and we are at Overland Park. There's also a college here called Johnson County Community College, very popular amongst Kansans and even Missourians are attending. There's a lot of interesting programs. There's a culinary school there. There's a mechanics program there, computer science, a lot of hands-on technical trades that you can learn. Sometimes in the parks out here, there's concerts. In the summertime, there's a lot of concerts where a lot of bands come out.
Use the right lane to keep right onto US 50 East toward 103rd Street. exit onto 103rd Street, then turn left onto West 103rd Street.
Could be also stuck.
Yeah. Driving wise, there's a lot of safe drivers here, and they're very respectful. There are going to be some crazy drivers, but they're just oddballs out there who either drunk and drive, or they just don't want to put their blinkers on, or you see them going from lane to lane and almost like weaving. But that happens rarely. Overall, you're pretty safe on the road.
Okay, so this is 103rd Street.
Yeah, we're about to make a left turn here.
Streets are clean and paved.
Absolutely.
They probably don't put a lot of salt on the roads here. I don't know if you've noticed it.
Right, it's not as crackly because the salt makes it crack.
The salt destroys everything.
Yeah.
It destroys the roads, and they probably, I don't know if they use it, but if they do, maybe it's a lot less than necessary.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn left onto Grandview Street.
So far, let me see. We have this 103rd Street. There is a sidewalk here.
Yes, in Overland Park, you're going to see a lot of sidewalks.
There's a sidewalk, so you can walk here.
Yes.
Biking is going to be difficult because there's no bike lane here, but it's good for walking.
Absolutely.
Clean sidewalk.
It's very clean, good for walking.
It's very hilly. As you can see, it's steep, goes up, so it's going to be difficult to bike here. Very difficult. But for walking, it's okay. Yeah, because you're not going to be able to bike here. I mean, it's possible they have different streets that are better for biking.
Yeah, you have to find the part of the road that's essentially flat for a while to bike.
Yeah. Well, the key is Preston Court. Okay, that was the other place where they're renting apartments.
Then turn right onto West 102nd Terrace.
So that's it. So this is right near it. We're almost there.
You're also going to see a lot of...
that's it, the ridge.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's telling me to... Oh, yeah. Yep. You can make a U-turn.
Okay, so this is the Ridge apartment complex.
Proceed. Turn right onto Grandview Street. Then turn right.